Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Use the options on the left to It's the NFL on EA Sports. And this one features Trevor Lawrence. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Jags and the Texans. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
We are just about 10 miles south of downtown. You get a look inside NRG Stadium in Houston, the home of the Texans. Set for a good run here in the AFC South. Glad you're on board with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, this is always the division of opportunity. Can you get everything right and make a run here? Each team has had its little moment, and as we sit here in 2024, one more time, this is a division with a chance to make something happen.
Yeah, what's so cool about this division, Mike, is it seems like it's changed hands year in and year out, especially here as of late. The surprise teams around the league the last couple seasons have been from the AFC South.
Stage is set. Ball is on the tee. And off we go on EA Sports. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Texans come out with the Rookie of the Year from last year in the NFL. C.J. Stroud, he was the number 2 overall pick out of Ohio State. Greg, a talented quarterback here.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
And that'll give him a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. You get a look there at his numbers on the ground from a week ago. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. To the left side, into the hands of Collins.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
That's into the hands of Dell on the right side. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for this with Mixon. Heading outside, going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot. They're going to mark him short, and it is going to be 4th down.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Jacksonville comes out with a former number 1 overall pick. Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback, 6'6", tall and talented. Greg, hard to believe already this season 4 for Lawrence after his days at Clemson.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. They go play action for Lawrence. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. Gain of 13 for number 13. And a first down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. First carry for the Auburn alum, Tank Bigsby. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. The veteran Danico Autry brings him down. In motion comes Thomas. Lawrence from the gun here on third down. This one is taken in downfield. Big completion. A big play for Jacksonville. 38 yards.
Well, they've come out swinging here on this opening drive through the air, and that's exactly what they wanted to do. Generate some early chunk plays and try to get some points.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That is caught at the 3. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Here's Bigsby. And no signal, waiting. They say he did not break the play. He's down inside the 1. Come a little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. The ball inches from the goal line. 3rd and goal. They'll run with Bigsby. A dive, and he's in. Tank Bigsby. Touchdown, Jaguars. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. So on 3rd and goal, they run it in. Sometimes, Greg, that's 4-down territory. They didn't need to do it on 4th down. Taking care of it on the 3rd down for the touchdown.
Yeah, and when you find yourself down here this close, Mike, you have to finish these drives off. I'm with you. I think he was going to give his back 2 shots there to punch it in, but he only needed 1.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Texans offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. And this throw batted away and incomplete. Tyson Campbell that time, able to knock it away. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the ground, it's Mixon. And he's going to be very close to a 1st down. That's a good run there. Maybe just a couple of feet short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. In motion now, it's Collins. On 3rd down, here's a run by Mixon. And he'll convert, picking up the 1st down at the 46-yard line.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the 1st down.
This one complete to Jordan. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the gun, here's Stroud. That's into the hands of Dell. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Stroud to throw. He's got his man, complete to Dell. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going. On play action, Stroud. That's caught downfield by Diggs. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. It is a big-time play for Houston. 32 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Here's Stroud. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. On second down, Stroud. Good blocking, and he's in. C.J. Stroud. Touchdown, Texans.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. On the ground, it is Bigsby to start this drive. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. Throwing is Lawrence. He's going to tuck it and go. Trevor avoids the hit, takes a slide, but also picks up a first down.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Davis going in motion. A first down throw for Lawrence.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Second down, Lawrence. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. On first down, Lawrence. That one's complete. It's Tank Bigsby. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. And you look out there and you have a mismatch. You have a lot.
To the end zone. It's intercepted. That's the safety, Jimmy Ward.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground, and here's Mixon. Brought down at the 21, a gain of 1. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go right back to Mixon. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Jordan Jefferson there on the stop. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Stroud. And that is incomplete. Darnell Savage. Terrific coverage there. Able to get a hand on it. Here's Tommy Townsend now. And he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up 2nd down. Play action now. It's Lawrence. He's got that to the rookie 1st-round pick, Brian Thomas. And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this 1st quarter. A touchdown apiece here in the 1st quarter of play. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. And more from Houston coming up in a moment. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. To throw is Lawrence. Open man downfield. That's Ingram. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Throw left side, taken in by Kirk. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. Lawrence. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different.
The pressure all over him. He goes down again.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him. And instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
Dustin Hopkins on now for the field goal. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Jaguars will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. They'll go play action with Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They get 5 on 3rd and 1. Here's Stroud. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They get 20 on the connection. It's good for a Texans first down.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Open man, that's Collins. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Back to throw. Stroud. That's complete to Diggs. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here's 3rd and 2. They'll motion a tight end right. They will work the middle with Mixon. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They convert on 3rd and 3 with a gain of 7 yards. Stroud quickly out to Collins. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. A 2nd down throw for Stroud. This is intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Jaguars are going to have it. They'll take over at their own 24-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Lawrence will give it to Bigsby. And they'll bring him down around the 27-yard line. That's Henry To'o on the tackle. 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Bigsby. And he'll weave his way down close to that first down. Going to come up just a little shy. It's going to be 3rd down and short. Lawrence going to keep this himself. A pickup of 14 on that one. That's good for a Jaguar first down.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. He's going to air this out for Davis. And he's into the end zone. Gabe Davis. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
This is a great example here, Mike, of an offense and a quarterback that is just in complete control and rhythm. Not only is he able to deliver this ball on target downfield, but the accuracy is what allows his receiver to stay on his feet, pick up the remaining yards after the catch, and walks it in for a touchdown.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Jaguars will get out in front 17-7. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. On first down, they'll start with Mixon. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves third and short. Now Mixon, and that'll keep the drive going. He's got the first down, up past the 40-yard line.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Mixon. And he'll take this ahead to the 43-yard line. That's the former number 1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker, there to make the stop. Second down, here's a run, and here's Mixon. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of a couple.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
And that is incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And that's going to lead to a fourth down. Here's their punter now, as he's on to punt for Houston. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. There's Trevor Lawrence as he and the Jaguars get set for their next drive. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Second down and 3. They go play action for Lawrence. That's caught left side by Ingram. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defense.
No chance at all. He'll go down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up fourth down. Jaguars ready to punt this one away. That is fielded at the 13. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
And he's going to have a 1st down. Tackle made up at the 33-yard line.
Simple play to call, but complex to execute. A toss play is beautiful, Mike, when a team hits it like they just did. We can see why they're a fan in the toss. Healthy gain, and they pick up the 1st down.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. From the gun, here's Stroud. That's into the hands of Dell. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. And this ball batted away and incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there. On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Duvernay to return. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. Good coverage there by a good corner, Derek Stingley. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And he gets this up close to the 1st down. Mark him at the 32.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. A short throw pulled in by Schultz. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds. 2nd and a yard. Stroud going to set up to throw. They try to work the screen with Mixon. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down. Off the play fake, here's Stroud. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack. On second down, Stroud. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans are back within a score. It's now 17-10.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Lawrence now to throw on first down. He'll let this one go deep for Thomas. And that is caught. Well, he stayed in bounds. A terrific catch. So we reach halftime here, and the visiting Jaguars are out on top. As we'll send you over to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by. He's got the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We saw a solid first half out of the Tank Bigsby. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. These two teams leaving the tunnel, and we'll head out with them. It's time to send it back over to Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Jags offense and Christian Kirk getting set for their next possession. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open and electric throughout. On first down, Lawrence. And that'll be caught by the running back, Bigsby. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Here's Lawrence. Looking free downfield, it's Kirk. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
A run up the middle with Bigsby. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. That's Henry To'o on the tackle. 2nd down and 8. To throw is Lawrence. That caught by Davis. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
Davis with a nice first down grab, and he's really developed into a good receiver, especially these last few seasons, going over 700 yards in each of the previous 2. That level of consistency is one of the main reasons why the Jaguars made it a priority to go out and sign him in free agency.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. They'll run right here with Bigsby. He is in. Tank Bigsby. Touchdown, Jaguars. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. First and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Mixon. And he finds some daylight. Up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. On the give, this is Mixon. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. 3rd down, 3 to go. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He's got his man, complete to Dell. 6 catches for him in the ball game now, and this one's good for a first down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now he'll run.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me, picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now we're looking at 3rd down. A tight end in motion now. They'll try and run for this with Mixon. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down. They're able to convert on 3rd and short, picking up 4. Dell motioning over. They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes 3rd down. To throw, it's Stroud. He's got his tight end. It's Schultz. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, than on 3rd down or critical moments. That's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
Not much there. Maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. On the handoff, it's Mixon. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss. I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, You're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6? And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Keelan Robinson to return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence set to take over once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Once again, it's Bigsby. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. Here's a third down and 4. Now Lawrence. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
This is a great example of where just having situational awareness is so critical in the huddle. When every one of those receivers, Mike, breaks the huddle and go line up, they've got to know where that first down marker is. If your route calls, get by it, secure the catch, and bring up a fresh set of downs.
And this defense having nothing of that, they get him down behind the line.
I'm thinking, Mike, they might have had a little tendency on him or been tipped off pre-snap, because it seemed to me like that defense was just ready and waiting for the jet sweep. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. He takes the loss. Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page.
That's going to be intercepted. It's the safety, Jalen Petrie. And he's going to be taken down, but there are 1, 2, 3 flags on the field. I don't think this is going to stand. The crowd does not agree with that call. Boos ring out. Doesn't matter. Not going to change it. It's a first down. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll go right and find his running back. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's the rookie from Texas, Keelan Robinson. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down. Throwing is Lawrence. That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
A first down throw for Lawrence. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Now second down throw for Lawrence. There's that man again. Another catch. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's hauled in at the 2. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be first and goal. Here's Bigsby. And he's got another one. Tank Bigsby. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A 3-touchdown game for him. That's now 5 on the year. And making a hat trick. That is his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game. A big reason his team is on top.
And so far, Mike, this run game has been the difference, and we're going to see in the second half. Now, can they protect this lead? Because, Mike, that's where a run game has its most value, and so far, this guy's been incredible.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This returnable from the 4. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. Now a deep ball here for Collins. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's 2nd down. In motion now, it's Collins. A 2nd down throw for Stroud. He's got room past the 35. A gain there of 16 yards. 1st down for Houston. Now, Stroud. To the left side, and caught by Schultz. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. Here now, 3rd and 5. Here's Stroud. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and let's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
The Jaguars offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we go through the highlights, no shortage of touchdowns today. 3 trips to the end zone in this one. The combination, the power, the speed, everything on display, and the defense has seen it all. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He locates the big tight end, DeGuara. And they're going to mark him down right at the 30-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. His 8th reception of the game, and good for a first down. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Couple of first downs already on this drive, and they'll go first down from the 43. On the handoff, this is Bigsby. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor. Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
Third down, they go with Bigsby. A gain there of 11. First down, Jacksonville.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
They'll take this down to the 43. A short pickup there. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Bigsby. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Lawrence will give it to Bigsby.
You can always tell what a team's decision will be on 4th down, Mike, based on what they do on 3rd down. In this case, unfortunately, they didn't get enough yards on the ground to make that 4th down more manageable. So I think they have to reconsider whether they go for it here.
Punting unit comes on. Jaguars will kick it away, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Texans offense ready to take over possession of the football. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Stroud. That one caught by Tank Dell. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Stroud gonna set up to throw. That one underneath here to Mixon. And that's gonna be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And that keeps them ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Throwing on 2nd down, Stroud. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Now Stroud. The ball comes out. But he'll gather it back in. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times. And I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet. You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead, you're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
Straight ahead, it's Bigsby. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. A run. It's Bigsby. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming. They'll try and run here with Bigsby. They only need a yard, and it's 4th down. They'll try it now with Bigsby. And he's going to have a Jags 1st down. As the defense cannot come up with the big play there, it's a gain of 8 on 4th and 2. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Bigsby. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they're going to run, and it's Bigsby. And he'll get it down to the 12, and that'll give him a new set of downs from in close. Davis heading in motion. On 1st down, Lawrence. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Lawrence. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Gabe Davis. Touchdown, Jaguars. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Jaguars will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Stroud to throw. That'll be taken in by Mixon.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
3rd and 5. Here's Stroud. They try to work the screen with Mixon. The screen works for 10 yards and a 1st down. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
He might have a new name on the back of his uniform. Remember, Mike, back in July, he went from Allen to wanting to be referred to by Hines Allen. But with all that being said, he is still the same dynamic pass rusher he has always been, and he is a handful for any offensive line, and this time, he gets in there for a sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Stroud. This one complete to Jordan. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down. Throwing is Stroud. And that is incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the 4th quarter.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. Back to throw, Stroud. Taking off. Stroud to throw here on 1st down. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. Tank Dell was the one he was looking for. It's 2nd down. To throw, it's Stroud. Off-balance throw. It's complete. They hook up again. 2nd time on this drive. And this one's good for 18 yards and a 1st down. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. He's out of bounds right around the 5-yard line. They'll look to throw yet again. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. And they are all over that on defense. Good surge, drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
He pulls it in around the 5. And he churns out some of the hard yards in this area of the field, working it to the 3-yard line. From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play. What a terrific play at the back of the end zone. Greg, that is so hard to do, but something you did during your career. How do guys pull that off?
Yeah, the key here, Mike, is the concentration to not only see the ball, but then you have to feel the ground. You have to know exactly where you are in the back line of the end zone. And tell you what, this is about as good as it gets. Come down with the ball, 2 feet in bounds, touchdown.
On the return, it's Robinson. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Kirk is the motion man. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. So it is a win for our visitors, the Jaguars. And it is their 3rd consecutive victory. They continue to play great football here in this latest stretch. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.